Welcome in episode 38 of Ramie and Drew live here on Friday, March 29th, the day of the Brewers home opener. I am Ramie Makloff. That is Drew Flaggy. We're a couple of Milwaukee comedians who talk about sports and whatever other bullshit comes to mind. And Drew, the Brewers win the opener. And to me, a very entertaining game, a really promising game. If you're a Brewers fan, they win 3-1. You kind of saw what you wanted to see out of Churio. You got a really good start out of Freddie Peralta. You had some fireworks there in was it the 7th or the 8th inning on a questionable slide, shall we call it, by Rhys Hoskins. That was questionable. Come on. We don't have to start the show there. But that was a questionable slide. Stop it.
Rules stated that was they took it to New York, and the umpire in his mom's basement said that it was good. So it was clean.
You know what?
So
I can't even argue with that.
Whatever umpire was watching this on Twitch making decisions was right.
No, but I thought it was a questionable slider, right? I thought the Mets were right. The Mets were right to be a little bit miffed by what went on there. But man, even the bullpen for the Brewers tonight, I was pretty impressed by what I saw from the Brewers bullpen. You got to be happy with this opener today and the win that the Brewers pulled out.
Yeah, I honestly was like, wait, who the hell is going to be closing now? And then I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about Abner Uribe. I just forgot that we have a guy that throws like 103 miles an hour.
Yeah,
like,
he's got some nasty. That dude's got some nasty.
Well, we're going to get to see quite a bit of it.
And you know who else I really liked was McGill. He's got some nasty stuff too.
Yeah.
I wasn't
talking about angry McGill from the Mets. Or are you talking about?
No, the guy who came in for the Brewers and pitched the 7th inning.
I know. I am hoping that Rhys Hoskins hits a home run and he goes and like his bench is clear again. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun all year.
Oh, guys, and I left out a Christian Yelich home run and a 3-for-4 day. We just got a comment on YouTube from Daniel who says Christian Yelich for MVP.
We're back.
So yeah, man, I feel like you saw like everything that you'd want to see from an opening day win if you're a Brewers fan. It's only 3 runs, maybe like a little bit more offense, but you saw everything you'd like to see.
Yeah. So to comment on Daniel's comment, I will say that I think it's late enough in the season now to be able to say we are so back.
Yeah, yesterday we talked a little bit about the Brewers. It was mostly a Bucks show. If anybody wants to go back and check it out, you see there on the bottom of the screen there where it says follow Ramie and Drew on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. You can go and watch it over there and give us the follow and the likes and the subscribes and tell a friend so we can grow this thing and actually make some money doing it. But you were like, I'm not too excited about this season. This is more like when Prince Fielder and Corey Hart and Ryan Braun were coming up. I don't really care if they win games. I'm just looking. This is a competitive baseball team, man, and that's I know it's one game. I'm not going to put too much on it. It's a season opener, but this is going to be a competitive Brewers team, and that was a good Mets team that they just beat.
Yeah, no, like there's going to be. I mean, there's question marks up and down the roster with guys, but that's why I said I'm going to liken this to me. I'm just going to enjoy the season. That's going to be it. It's going to be for me. It's going to be a lot like how I took the Packers season. There's a lot of young guys, a lot of question marks. I don't have any expectations. Like, it's fun to be like, we're going to be terrible. And then after every win, be like, yeah, we're going to the World Series. I maintain that I don't like Willy Adames at the plate. I just don't. Like, he's not going to do it for me unless his batting average creeps up and his contact rate is better.
You just don't like Willy Adames.
I don't. Like, he's probably a great person. He's a good clubhouse guy. The team loves him. I just don't like the strikeouts, and
which I get, but if Willie Adames, and today he was batting fifth and he went 0 for 4. He didn't have any strikeouts, but he went 0 for 4. If he's fifth or sixth in your order on a day-to-day basis, and he's not one of the main guys you're counting on to produce for you and drive in runs or get on base, I'm okay with that. Like, you're not going to be, like you said, there are question marks up and down this lineup and around the field, and I think that's the case for most teams coming into a baseball season, unless you're the Dodgers or one of these other teams that have just stacked the Yankees, who have just stacked their rosters by buying players. But the majority of the rest of baseball has at least 2 or 3 question marks in their lineup on a day-to-day basis. And quite frankly, I think Willie Adames, his defense at shortstop, and if he's a guy that you're plugging into fifth or sixth in your lineup on a day-to-day basis, that's not really a question mark. I think that's a load that he can carry and probably do it pretty well.
Yeah. No, you're wrong about the Dodgers. They have a massive question mark right now.
Well, yeah, that is true.
So, I mean, what are they going to do with that one?
we'll have to wait and see how all that plays out. But I just mean from
going under the rug. They are. I don't think we're going to see what happened until probably 15 to 16 years from now.
We'll see. But my point is, from a baseball standpoint, and not necessarily having an all-star at every position, or even an everyday player at every position, I think that if Willie Adames moves down the pecking order in terms of how much you're counting on him, then that's not a question mark. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was actually surprised seeing Christian Yelich being back in the 3-hole after how well he played at being the leadoff batter. I was really surprised that Jackson Chourio was the leadoff hitter today.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Started the game with a 4-pitch walk and a stolen base.
Yeah. I didn't know where you would necessarily put Chourio, but I was really happy. I was the most excited for an opening day, probably for this one, in the last few years, because I actually really, really wanted to see Jackson Chourio play.
Mm-hmm.
I said, during spring training, I wanted to see him be on the opening day roster. I wasn't 100%, sold on Freddie Peralta being the opening day starter, but I'm like, he's the best guy you got. But I'm like, to call him a true ace, we're going to have to see a half a season of him being the horse on this team.
See, I think he can be that dominant. It's the question with him is, can he stay healthy for a full season and give you 30 starts? And that was kind of the main focal point last year, was him being able to rack up innings. I think if he stays healthy, that Freddie Peralta is now, I don't know. The line on ace is blurry. You know what I mean? And exactly who or what we're considering an ace, but he could get to a point, if he can just rack up the innings and stay healthy. To me, he can get to a point where I think you're more than okay with him being your number one starter.
Yeah, I mean, I would on a loaded team. He's probably a 2, but whatever. He's our guy, so I'm gonna be positive on Freddie Peralta for the most part. Like, the thing that sucks sometimes with him is that he'll have a brilliant outing like today. He's got great stuff. He's electric sometimes. Just there are times it seems like focus becomes an issue and he flattens out a little bit, and then he'll give up like a big inning. And if he can mitigate the big innings throughout the entire season, don't give up 4 or 5 runs in an inning, or don't walk like 4 guys in a row. That's right. Where it's an issue, where it's like, can he be composed? I guess composure and focus are more the things, because he's got the tools to be a top of the line starter.
He was straight up dominant today. One hit. He was dominant.
Yeah, he was great. He had a 7-pitch inning, so he was getting guys to hit the ball. Like, there was contact there, but it was soft contact. He wasn't giving up anything to the warning track, especially on a windy day. Like, that ball could have carried if he put it in the wrong spot, and he had a great outing. So I'm really happy with what I saw about him. He had, I believe, if I look at the box score, he had 15.5 over pitching outs.
Oh boy. Are we doing this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I shouldn't be surprised. I didn't know. But
Hey,
is
I
baseball a daily fantasy sport? Definitely not gambling, but a daily
no,
fantasy sport. Oh, is it? I didn't know. I didn't think it was big for that. Is it? Well, I guess
there's like
degenerates will bet
yeah,
on anything.
like Russian women's hockey and shit. I did take on my parlay. I did take Willie Thomas 1 RBI. I was like, you know what? Somebody will get on base in front of him. Nope. So now I'm back on hating him. There we go. Just more.
There was nobody on base for him. You would have. Well, I guess there is
That's
a way
not,
to get an RBI if nobody's on base.
you can get
Just
an
hit a
RBI.
home run.
Get the
Yeah.
ball out of the goddamn park. Everyone was so sold on that. He had 3 home run games. Where's that? You know, I've had enough of his attitude on this season.
By the way, I should let the folks know in mere minutes, Bart Winkler joins the show at 3:30. World famous, nationally famous at least.
Worldwide.
Bart Winkler from CBS Sports Radio and Into the Winklerverse. He'll join us coming up at 3:30 to talk about this Brewers win.
So,
That slide. No, go ahead. Before we get into the slide, what were you going to say?
All aspects of this game today.
Sure.
So here's what I did. I was at the gym this morning, just giving buckets out. And
Look at you. Well, give me some numbers. What was your line, Drew? What was your line at the gym today?
I went 3-0 playing 1-on-1.
Oh, okay. Against
just some people, just
okay.
people.
Okay. All right.
And you're making it sound like
I thought you were gonna say your girlfriend.
No, she's down. She's back down right now. No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
You know, I would brag about beating. She is taller than me. She's got height, so deal with it. You know, it's an inch taller.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Then I got big and strong because I knew the Brewer game was going to be starting, and they had the TVs on at the gym. So I went and did core, and I did some leg, and I did some back stuff. And coincidentally, all of those areas were right by the TV, so I could watch Jackson Churio get his major league walk out of the way, you know, his stolen base. Like I watched the first inning, and then I left, and then I stopped on my way home at my parents' house because my dad is doing nothing because he got his hip replaced. So I just went.
I thought you were gonna say you stopped at Culver's after all that.
No,
or Taco Bell or something.
I've been eating good. I've been like the shit that I eat is Subway because it's at.
I had some Subway yesterday.
What'd you get? Did you get the Outlaw?
Just a turkey sub.
No, the Outlaw. But
okay, you say so.
It's just steak with like a Chipotle mayo. That's good. It's good.
Nah, I'm not getting steak from Subway. I'm sorry. It's not happening.
Even when I get the Outlaw, I'm not convinced that it's steak either. I don't know what the fuck it is. But it's whatever. It's food. It's
okay, but I'm sorry. I interrupted your experience of watching the Brewers game. You were getting to your parents' house to visit your dad who just got a hip replacement. By the way, give him my best. Your dad's a great dude.
He said there's no pain. You know, he told me the bill for it's like $120,000 for his new hip. But also, if anybody's interested, my dad is not gonna take the Oxycontins they gave him. He doesn't have any pain, so he's gonna try to recoup some of that money.
Don't do that.
So,
don't do that.
So you know,
he's kidding, people.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I just have to. I don't want to get this YouTube channel shut down. You know what I mean?
Dude, there's probably some of our listeners are probably in excruciating pain from all that partying they do. It's opening day.
That's true.
Long season.
People are going to need to recover, but you should do so responsibly. That's the message from the Ramie and Drew show here, and you can follow us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple.
Or take a shortcut.
So you're watching it at your parents' house. Was your dad happy with the game?
Yeah, we were talking about
good.
baseball, and you know, I was like, you know what, a fun thing to do because he's not doing shit. I was like, I'm just gonna go stop at my dad's house and just watch opening day with my dad.
Nice.
And I did that.
Good.
That was nice. Hung
Great.
out for a little bit, and then I got to go do a podcast now. See ya. And he's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "It's like
so
the
that's
radio."
it. That's all you had. There was no point to any of this.
No. Then I watched like the Brewers at the top of the ninth.
Wait.
And then I watched the last inning here. People last night had to listen to you watch fucking.
Your dad didn't know.
Recorded.
Your dad did, yeah, no. Your dad didn't even know until today that you were hosting a podcast with me?
No, I just told him I had to go do it.
By the way, the weird flashing on the TV is that makes you look like a serial
Yeah,
killer,
yeah.
like you're auditioning for Dahmer on Netflix is happening again. You got to do, dude. A ring light will eliminate that. I keep telling you, a ring light will definitely eliminate that.
Well, do you know what the ring light doesn't do? It doesn't give me great deals by Menards. That's why my face is green half the time, because there's a lot of
I know,
good spring deals at Menards. You need a plastic sawhorse, they got them. See, you shit on me, but like you're the one lagging. Like,
I was frozen there for a second. I missed all that for like the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, I just asked you. I was like, do you not support Camp Hometown Heroes, and do you not need a plastic sawhorse from Menards?
No, I don't do any of that. I don't need or do any of that. Are you still watching the Brewers game? Is that what you have on the TV or the post game?
Stats, dude. I kind of want to watch that fight again that almost happened.
And speaking of that, I was just going to mention that okay, so we agree it was a questionable slide, right? Even if it okay.
But it was late.
He was past the bag, dude. He just dropped and reached his hand out when he was already past the bag. It was definitely questionable, but I liked how Levering and Dillard, and I like both those guys, and they did a good job today. I like the whole team they got over there. It's a good broadcast, no matter who they have in the rotation. But they were trying so hard to not make Rhys Hoskins look like an asshole. If you were watching that, Tim Dillard actually said at one point, he was, because Rhys Hoskins missed all of last year with an ACL tear. He was like, I mean, when was the last time this guy slid?
Yeah.
Like this professional baseball player forgot how to slide, and that's why he almost took out another dude's ACL after he missed all of last year with a torn ACL.
That would have taken out his Achilles. You got to learn body parts. That was
sorry.
He was gonna hit him with the Klay Thompson, dude. He was gonna give him.
But he actually said that. He was like, "When was the last time he slid?" Yeah. I don't know if he remembers how to slide.
I don't know if you know this, but sliding into second base is a lot like beer league softball, where you just kind of plop. it was
that's exactly what, dude. That did look like a beer league softball slide. That's what it was. Like he was half a step past the bag, and then I just saw the Rhys Hoskins hit thing of him doing I didn't see that during the game of him doing the crying side over at the Mets dugout. That was funny, but the Mets were justified, and I get what the guys on Bally Sports we're trying to do. You know, it's the hometown call and all, but I don't think you could really defend that slide.
No. What was even funnier is because like I saw the slide, I'm like, oh, okay, he was just out, and then he lost the ball in the transfer, you know, like in real time. But then like when he stood up and he flexed on him like he was Iverson, I was like, dude, it's opening day. I was like, you're all fired up. And then like they showed it, I'm like, oh, he got cleated. I was like, okay, yeah, he's all right. He's justified. He's a little mad. I get it. Yeah, but then he kept going. The more he went, the more I was like, all right, fucking calm down, man. Are you hurt? It's like,
I do think that, and they did mention this. There might have been some previous bad blood there because he played for the Phillies for a long time. And, you know, Phillies and Mets, same division, big rivals. So there might have already been some history or some bad blood there with Rhys Hoskins and the Mets, or their shortstop in particular. I don't know that for a fact, but there's history there.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool that the Brewers got to empty the bullpen and everything. Everybody's got to come out there. And it's like for like a rivalry that isn't even theirs. It's just like, well, he's on our team now. I guess we got to fight with him.
Daniel's thing on the YouTube page today is overreactive comments. In the first one, we read this already. Christian Yelich for MVP. He followed that up with, is Rhys Hoskins the Pat Bev of the Brewers, and then followed that up with, that slide May gave life to this Brewers team for the entire season. We need that fire.
You know what? That's gonna be cool if he turns out to be our Pat Bev. But the problem is that Rhys Hoskins is actually like supposed to do something on offense, where Pat Bev, he's just jacking up 3-pointers with like no hand. So that's like, I kind of expect more offensively out of Rhys Hoskins for this season. Like, I expect, some home runs here and there. Like Pat Bev, whatever we get on offense, I'm like, cool, that's good. But
Yeah,
also,
no, you're gonna need offense from Rhys Hoskins. All the offense from Pat Bev is a bonus.
like, okay, if like Rhys Hoskins goes sliding in on like, I don't know, like the Astros, and then it becomes like a shit, it's gonna be like, all right, this guy's trying to be Pat Bev right now, and that's. But like, also, it's like maybe Rhys Hoskins starts a podcast.
I like the taunting. I like the crying from the dugout. I'm not gonna. Again, when was the last time he slid? I don't know. Maybe he forgot how to do it. I'm not gonna get on him too hard, but that's not something that I like. The taunting. I like the shit talking. I like all of it, but the dirty slides that could hurt somebody. That's not something I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's not how we play baseball.
No,
but
that's not how the game is played.
I do think it's funny opening day being the team that almost gets into a fight, like a benches clearing brawl. That's great.
Which, by the way, the performative emptying of the dugouts and bullpens, hilarious.
Dude, yeah, because they're all looking around, they're like, what the hell? But also it's like the I still treat that entire thing. It's the same way as like when somebody tells you a story where they're like, dude, I was at the bar and we were all drinking and this one guy just kept looking at me. Yo, you want to fucking go? And he's like, yeah, we'll fucking go. And then I was like,
got some good bar fight stories.
Like, go. And then eventually they're like, so then what happened? They're like, oh, nothing. We didn't fight.
Nothing. Everybody yelled at each other.
Okay, it's like, but then it's like, why are you still all amped up over this story? And it's like, that was like McGill at fucking, or McNeil or whatever the hell his name was at second base. And like, hey, like it's like, yeah, you could have gotten hurt. Did you? Let it go now.
You know who's got some good bar fight stories? Bart Winkler. Hey, it's Bart Winkler of CBS Sports Radio and Into the Winklerverse, everybody's favorite Milwaukee sports podcast, and a friend of the Ramie and Drew show. How are you this afternoon, Bart Winkler?
The bar fight stories I have are me versus the bar establishment. It's never with other people. It's always with the bartenders and the manager, and me getting kicked out, then taking my shirt off and coming back in thinking that I'm disguising myself. I agree with you though. When they all come out, it's like there's obviously a situation happening between two guys.
Right.
Freddie doesn't need to come out there showing his guns. You know,
Freddie left the trainer's table. Freddie left the trainer's table to go out there and do nothing.
We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need everybody come like the bullpen guys who are barely watching the game. All right, let's go out there and see. Let's go see what's going on. Maybe we'll get a few steps in. Like, we don't need this.
I do think it's funny. I think it's hilarious when it does happen, and because you watch it and you go, oh, here come the bullpen. Like, you're waiting for it, and then those doors swing open. It's almost like pro wrestling, like guys coming out that onto the ramp there under the jumbotron. I haven't watched wrestling in a while. I don't know if that's still how it happens.
It's as good as ever. You should.
I did see the clip with The Rock beating the shit out of what's that guy's name? Cody Rhodes. Is it Cody Rhodes? I get all my Rhodes mixed up. And that was pretty cool. And I love The Rock, but it's performative, and to me it's fun. I don't mind it as long as it doesn't get out of hand.
Let me ask a real baseball fan, Drew, here, because you like the stupid Cubs. The way that I am looking at this season is bites of the apple. Remember we did that for 10 years?
Yeah.
This year, we don't even know if we're going to get the apple to bite out of. We're just like looking around the apple orchard. So I'm excited about this year because they could win 69 games and be terrible, but they could also win 96 games somehow and be really good. I've got no idea how this season's going to go. And I like that when there's more unpredictability than when it's like, all right, well, we have pressure now. I like when it's just like random like this.
So I said two things about this. I said this between last night and even earlier on this stream. I said that, like, I'm looking at this like it's the 2006 season where it's like we have all these young guys that are coming up, and I just want to watch them incrementally get better. We've all been through this as Brewers fans, so I would like to see just Jackson Chourio, and maybe he's Rookie of the Year this year. That'd be cool. Like, that's kind of my ceiling. I also said it's kind of like the Packers season where it's like, I don't know, there's a lot of question marks, but the better they play, the more fun it's going to be, but I'm not going to be mad if they don't make the playoffs. That's where I sit with.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward, like, because I left last season on such a sour note to play all those games, to get a home series, to get a weekend series, and when in the playoffs, when things go for a while, the whole town starts to get involved. You got those stupid pop-up stands, you got gas stations saying "Go Brewers," yet they somehow spell Brewers wrong. It's like Brewers, just to be included. And we didn't even get that because it was so short. But I'm just trying to reset my brain, reset any expectations, and just have fun.
I think that's going to change. I know you don't care about my opinion, Bart, because I root for the Cubs, but I think that's going to change because I think it's personally, the Reds aren't a very good baseball team. I don't think the Cardinals are a very good baseball team, and we know the Pirates aren't I think it's going to end up being the Cubs and the Brewers down the stretch. And first of all, just the fact that it's the Cubs who you're going to be battling with for a division championship, I think will add some gasoline to that fire. And once you get a taste for, competitive baseball as we enter August and September and meaningful baseball, I think you're going to want it a little bit more. I don't know if it's going to be, like soul crushing if they end up on the wrong side of that and miss the playoffs, but I think that you'll be more into this season for this season as this season goes along, if that makes any sense.
I'll be happier for the players. Like, that's what it is. Like, I'll be happy for the young guys, and I will be happier for the fans. Like, if they can push it to the playoffs. Other than that, like, I'm not going to be upset with any outcome of this season. I don't care. Outside of
so one thing I always make fun of Bears fans for is always celebrating their Super Bowls when the Packers lose. But that is also probably at play here because I'm probably more invested in hoping Council fails than how the Brewers do. Honestly, I care more that Council fails than I do that we succeed in any way.
I brought this because you do the same thing with the 49ers that Bears fans do with the Packers.
Such a hypocrite. Such a hypocrite myself. Yes.
And now you're doing. I was going to ask you this, but now you've brought it up. Like, when are you going to let it go, dude? You know what I mean? Like,
you can never let it go. You can never let it go, or he wins.
It's over. Like, you need to just
go
on with
ever let it go, because in his calculation doing this was that we would let it go. You can never let it go. This son of a bitch, he's sitting courtside at Bucks games. Yeah. Boy, can he be a Bucks fan? Sure, he can be a Bucks fan. Sure. He can't go to the game and sit in a better spot and cock off about how much money he has. No, he can't.
Yeah, dude. Section 228, motherfucker. Last row. Row Q.
Yeah.
You don't even get to get hit with confetti when Dame makes a free throw.
Yeah. Council needs to sit in a spot where they're like, hey, the brat gun's out, and you don't even stand up because it ain't reaching that high.
I would tell Craig Council that he can sit on the railing a lot, but I actually like those seats because no one's behind you. You don't got to climb over anybody. But you get a nice little table in front of you for your nachos.
I would do the same thing if I was Craig Council. I don't give a fuck. I'm living my life. If that bothers you, that seems like a you problem, not a me problem.
Who's somebody famous from Chicago? What if Kanye West?
I don't know, like 9,000, like everyone.
Kanye West decided to, I don't know,
dude. Chance the Rapper, and Kanye West sat courtside during the Bucks championship run. Bunch of Chicago people did. That's fine with it.
Well, yeah, but they came here. That's fine. They had to pay a toll.
But they sat courtside, and
that's okay. They never based their whole identity on being from Milwaukee and being one of us.
All of the lights, not about
Chance the Rapper's whole thing is I'm from Chicago. Kanye talks about Kanye has like 4
then if
songs
you want to be mad,
Chicago.
Look, Craig Council wasn't just like I'm a Brewers player. He was like, I won the lottery. I'm all of you. Look at me. No, it's not. It's so different.
Yeah.
Sucks.
He was all of the fifth.
I get it, but like at some point, you just gotta let it go. You just
By the
gotta
way,
yeah.
I'm wearing a thing right now. This thing that I'm wearing.
Yeah.
The reason that I bought it, this Brewers shirt, is because one day I was covering the Brewers and Craig Council was wearing this, and I thought it looked so fucking cool, so I bought it. So this motherfucker cost me $80.
I like it. I like it. It looks good. I think it's a nice looking shirt.
It is, but I can only wear it when I do video streams because it is still a little punchy down here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so I don't wear it in public, but I wear it on the video stream.
I have shirts like that. I've noticed I have shirts like that where I'm like, it looks terrible from like nipples down.
But
if I sit
doubles,
just
triples,
right,
yeah, triples your YouTube wardrobe.
Yeah,
for sure.
You also look like a manager right now. Like you look like you're giving a post game on this post game. Good.
You got any questions for me?
Yeah.
As the manager?
Coming into this season, what did you think about Willie Adamas's?
I think that he was one of the guys ruined by the culture that Craig Counsell had here, and
yeah. Bart, how'd you feel about replacing Craig Counsell as the manager of the Brewers?
I mean, what took them so fucking long? That rat face fuck.
Yeah, it does have
I meant to just call him a rat. I didn't mean to say rat face. I have a rat face.
He's a spooky witch. So I don't like.
Yeah. So
I gotta say, Bart, you look good. I've told you before when I felt like you packed on a few pounds. You look pretty slender. I feel like your face is even. I don't know if you just got a better camera, but your face looks a little more narrow, a little less pudgy there. You working out? You dieting? What's going on in Bart Winkler's world?
So I've been so wrapped up with this council stuff, it actually led me to cigarettes. So I'm eating less and I'm losing weight.
They call it a plant-based diet.
Yeah. I'm smoking, kids. I'm smoking.
It's a great way to lose weight. If you don't want to do Ozempic, Marlboro, you know?
Yeah. The original.
Well, Ozempic.
The original Ozempic.
Yeah.
I might use that dibs. I might use that on stage.
tweak it a little bit, but you can I'll give you that one.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate that.
Maybe Bart just like put like little green screen things right here so he can trim it out. Did you see Twitch streamers have been streaming them playing video games on their asses? They've been putting like green screen underwear on, and they just
I have seen that. It's brilliant.
Yeah, and now it's like Twitch changed their like TOS, and now like they're not even allowed to do that. It's
no,
like,
why would they take that away from people?
I don't know, because Twitch is stupid all the time. That's why we're on YouTube. Mama Susan,
we do have to wrap this up in the next few minutes. Bart, I just wanted to how's CBS Sports? Did you leave Twitter for like a week? What happened? Are you okay?
Yeah, I went on vacation.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense.
I'm not gonna go on vacation, tweet my whole vacation away.
Okay,
I wanted a vacation, so I went on vacation.
Where'd you go? Do you mind me asking?
We went to Florida.
And you're back. Oh, nice. I just got back from Texas, so there we go.
How do you look less like tan than normal?
I'm right.
You look like you got whiter.
I'm right in front of a window, so there's like white light coming in. I got the ring light in front of me, so it's drowning me out. But I did get some color. I don't know if anybody can see it, but I got some color. No, I didn't. Probably not. Should I change the light? I can change. Does that help? I changed the light. Does that help at all? Can you see my color now?
No.
No? How about this?
Your color looks like you leave a thing of biscuits out overnight.
All right, I'm uncomfortable. I'm going to go.
All right, Bart. Thank you very much. Check out Bart Winkler evenings on CBS Sports Radio and check out Into the Winklerverse, which you already know. Thank you, Bart. We'll talk to you again soon.
Bye, guys.
There's Bart Winkler. Check him out. And we got to go too, Drew, because I got to go to work and I need time to get this thing posted before I leave for work. But like I said, really good win for the Brewers to start the season, in my opinion, today. You saw everything that you wanted to see, and I think you could see a lot of that consistently throughout the season.
They don't even have a stat line up right now. They're interviewing Rhys Hoskins, and literally in like the stat bar, it says involved in controversial 8th inning play. Like that's all.
They're trying so hard. When was the last time he slid, Drew? You know what I mean? He forgot. He forgot how to do it. So that's one thing I don't want to see. But the rest of it, good. The rest of it, pretty good. Drew, any final thoughts before we wrap this thing up?
No, that was a good opening day. That was probably the best outcome. Just a win. I'm good with it. Good pitching. Good pitching carrying over from last year. That's what we could hang our hats on.
Daniel asks, do you have to pee, Ramie? No, I gotta go to work. I gotta get out of here and go to work. I got a part-time job over at the Milwaukee Improv at the corners of Brookfield.
Yes. I've heard of it. Yes. Oh, hey, I'll say this also. I do have a thing to plug.
Go ahead.
Signing at Dandy, the Dandy Comedy Show in Wauwatosa next Thursday, April 4th. So if anybody wants to see me do comedy, I'll give you Bart's phone number.
It's a fun room. MilwaukeeComedy.com to get tickets. MilwaukeeComedy.com. I love that room. It's like you walk through an antique furniture store and go into the back, and there's this beautiful performance area with like a little bar there. You can get drinks. It's a fun show. And Drew is I reluctantly say funny.
Yeah, you headlined that show, right?
I did. I have. Yeah, it's a fun show. So check it out. Did you apply? By the way, I'm going to find out in 7 minutes if I got in or not. Did you apply for Madison's Funniest?
Oh, no.
Deadline is passed.
Well, whatever. With the way work's been going, there's no fucking way I'm getting off to do that in time. I can't commit that many weeks to just win. I'll let someone else win.
All right. Well, I will do that. That is Drew Flaggy. I am Ramie Makhlouf. This is Ramie, and Drew. We will talk to you next time.